Good day, guys. So today we are working on this question that is based on trigonometry. It says that if f is a single trigonometric function and sine theta times cos theta all over sine 2 theta divided by open bracket tan theta minus 1 over tan theta is equals to a times f of theta. Now determine the constant a and the trigonometric function f of theta. Right, so now we know that we have to determine a, we have to determine f of theta. Right, but then what we have to do in this case here, we have to simplify this trig expression that is on the left hand side here. So how can we do that? Let's first rewrite this statement again. So we have to rewrite the statement. So we have sine theta times cos 2 theta all over sine 2 theta divided by open bracket, then we have tan theta minus 1 over tan theta. This is what we have. So now we know that we have to simplify this, and then when you're simplifying trig expressions, these are some of the things that we should actually change. When you come across a double angle, we have to change, right? And also when we see tan, we know that we also have to change this, right? So now in this instance here, yes, you are going to change tan, you are going to change sine 2 theta, but then now for tan theta in this case, we should not rush to change this, because now we know that we have three expressions that we have to choose from, and then our choice should actually be based on whatever that is happening. So now it's not yet clear what should we change cos 2 theta to, right? So like we can rather change the sine 2 theta, the tan theta, and the tan theta here, because when you're simplifying our trig expressions, we should always try and write the expression as what in terms of sine theta and cos theta, right? We don't want to have any other trig ratio or any other angle rather than theta itself. So we are going to have what here? So we are going to have that sine theta times cos 2 theta. As we said that we are not going to change that one. Then we are having sine 2 theta. So sine 2 theta is going to be 2 sine theta multiplied by cos theta. Then we still have divided by here. Then we have this tan theta. So tan theta is the same as sine theta over cos theta minus. Then now there's a thing here about 1 over tan theta. We know that 1 over tan theta will result into 1 over sine theta over cos theta. We know that it's going to result into this, but then we are dividing by a fraction. So dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So what is the reciprocal of sine theta over cos theta? The reciprocal of sine theta over cos theta is going to be cos theta over sine theta, right? So when you multiply 1 by cos theta over sine theta, you're still going to get cos theta over sine theta. So that's what we are going to get. So from this part here, we have to actually simplify this further and also try to simplify this further as well. So what are we having here? We are having sine theta that is going to divide with theta. We are going to be left with 1. We are going to be left with 1. Then 1 times cos 2 theta, we are going to get cos 2 theta all over 2 times cos theta, right? Because 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times cos theta, then it's 2 cos theta, right? So still having this one, we're still having a divide, and then remember cos 2 theta and cos theta, they won't divide because the angles, they are not the same, right? They are not the same, so we cannot divide the two. So now what are we having here on the left, on the other side here, on the other part of this expression? So we are going to now simplify this. When you simplify this, we are going to have, when we know that our LCD It's cos theta sine theta. So we are going to say cos theta sine theta divided by cos theta. We are going to be left with sine theta, and then sine theta multiplied by sine theta, we are going to get sine squared theta. Then this, we have just said that our LCD is cos theta sine theta. Then we have a minus, and then cos theta here. Cos theta, what are we going to do with this cos theta here? We said the LCD first, which is cos theta sine theta divided by sine theta. What do we get? We are going to get cos theta, and then cos theta times cos theta, we are going to get cos squared theta. Alright, so from this one here, we are having cos 2 theta all over 2 cos theta. Right, so from this one here, we are still maintaining this dividing sign here. Now there's a thing about this one here. There's a sine 2 theta minus cos 2 theta. So if you can just have a look at this, remember that we are having cos squared theta minus sine squared theta. This is a double angle of cos, so these almost looks like the double angle for cos, right? But then it is not. Why? Because cos is positive here, cos is negative here, sine is negative here, sine is positive here. So we can actually rearrange this and write it in such a way that this is a double angle. And what we can actually do that, remember, if we have x minus y and then we want to write this in the form of y minus x, we have to interchange the position of x and y and then multiply the outside by a negative. So that's what we are going to apply here. So we are going to rearrange, we are going to have cos squared theta here minus sine squared theta here. Then we are going to multiply the outside by a negative, right? We're going to multiply the outside by a negative all over. What are we going to have? We are going to still have cos theta sine theta, right? So from this one here, we are going to further simplify this that is inside the bracket there. We are having cos 2 theta divided by 2 cos theta, still write divided by open bracket. We have negative here on the outside, we are going to have negative. Then what is this equals to? That is inside, this is equals to the double angle of cos 2 theta all over what? All over cos theta sine theta, right? So further simplify this. So we know that we are dividing by a fraction. When we are dividing by a fraction, is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So we are going to have cos 2 theta all over 2 cos theta multiplied by cos theta times sine theta all over negative cos 2 theta. So this is what we are having here. So what are we going to have from this one? We know that cos theta is going to divide out with cos theta, going to be left with 1. We know that cos 2 theta is going to divide with cos 2 theta, going to be left with 1, going to be left with 1 on this case here. Then now what is it that we are left with now? We are left with 1. So 1 times 1, it's 1 times sine theta, we are going to get sine theta. Then 2 times 1, it's 2 times negative 1 here, because there's a negative here. We are going to get what? We are going to get negative 2, right? We are going to get negative 2. Then these, remember that this can be written in the form of negative 1 over 2 times sine theta. Then remember, if we were to go back to our question here, they said that this is equals to something that is in this form, whereby a is a constant, f of theta it's a single trigonometric function, right? So now how do we know? can see that this is actually our constant, then this is our trig function. So now we can conclude that a is equals to -1/2, and that f of theta it's actually equals to sine theta. So that's how we simplify this and actually get the value of a and get the value of f of theta, since they said that f of theta it's a single trig function, right? So this is what we have here.